So, on to our first speaker, one of the premieres of this year. Will you please put your hands together for Alesha Jade?
I joined the company in the last week of July last year, so I've been here. So I joined the company in the last week of July last year, so I've been here just over a year now. The reason for joining was mainly to get a discount on all of my household products and maybe run it as a business. But then, of course, once I joined, I loved everything about it, from the products, the people, and the whole vibe, really. So I just knew I had to be part of it. It was a very strong feeling, actually. I always go with my gut instincts with stuff. My background is that I had dancing, acting, and singing lessons as a child. My background is that I had dancing, acting, and singing lessons as a child and into my teens. So when I was older, I decided to train at university to be a theatre studies teacher. To make a bit of money while I was a student, I managed to get a job with an agency where I'd be hired by well-known companies to work on campaigns with them to launch new products. I didn't have experience, but I thought that the jobs were really cool, so I just acted really confident in my interview due to my acting experience, and it just seemed to pay off. I did everything from handing out samples of fruit shoot drinks for Britvic to working with a hot noodle company to promoting the launch of the Lotto Hot Picks lottery game with Camelot. It was supposed to just give me money while I trained at university, but more companies started to request me to help with their product launches because I was managing to get people to buy the products from the shelves, and I started loving what I was doing so much that I actually decided to totally change my career and go into sales instead. Instead of teaching. I've always taken risks in my life, and if I'm not happy or something doesn't feel quite right, then I've changed things up, I've changed direction, and always followed my heart to get back onto what feels like the right path. I like to get to know products thoroughly before I start selling them, so when I joined this, I sat down looking at the website for ages, going through each category, looking at every product, and I mean every product. I wanted to get a clear vision in my head of exactly what we had, so I could recommend something if and when the opportunity arose. I am quite lucky that I have a bit of photographic memory, so I can see a lot of the things that we have in my head. But I'd recommend learning as much as you can about the things that you sell, because that was definitely one of the things that helped me get to Premier. So if someone's, for example, wearing a blue dress in front of me, I would think like the shell necklace that we had, which shone blue in certain lights, or our blue sparkling nail polish. If someone said that their kid's white swoosh shirt was looking a little bit grey, I think about our mighty white sheets that we have and laundry bleach. I always have the products ready and waiting, kind of in the back of my mind, so I can whip it out as and when necessary. So once I met the products, I ended up just running with it. I bought products for myself. My mum bought cleaning products, my grandmother got some bits, and then her friends wanted to get some because they were elderly and it saved them from going to the shops. I got everyone's birthday presents from my own site just to get our products into people's hands, and then I hit star 1000 in my full month, which was last August. And then because I wanted to get the incentives that were running at the time, I won the free retail kit, and I was determined to get the luxury 2-night breakaway. Then I got that too, and so because I was doing well, it gave me a bit of a boost to continue to do well. And because I was just giving it my all and staying focused and motivated, I think it was January, I got star 2000. I knew that the other part of the incentive was to hit Premier in my first year, because I think you got a £1,000 bonus, and I thought, well, who wouldn't want that? I think £1,000 bonus is obviously amazing. So learning about the products as a tip, and then just getting the products into people's hands, including your own, in whatever way you can, whether it's a free sample or by giving one of our products to them as a birthday or Christmas present. Where once products are in either yours or customers' hands, they might have some unusual features that you may not know about until you've seen the products with your own eyes. So, for example, I actually bought the lipstick with me. You're probably familiar with it. You can see the colour on the end, so if it's in your makeup bag, you can see the colour. In case you didn't know, that isn't just the colour, that's actually a little bit of extra lipstick in there. And I only knew that because obviously I bought the product and I was looking at it and played around with it, and so. But in order to recommend products to people, often it's good to have them in your own hands and you can actually look at them and think, how can I sell this? Otherwise they could go to the supermarket and buy lipstick. Why would they want to buy this particular thing? I've never really been into like the hard sell, the buy this, buy that, multiple product posts type of hard selling. I try to mainly solve a problem. So to give an example, I don't sell the products that removes the heat damage to the table. I show the heat damage table being restored by the product that I sell. I sell the shiny sink. My main focus isn't on the product that cleans the sink, it's the result that I sell. It's the after picture that I'm selling, so that people will want their own sink to look like that. So I sell solutions to problems. So if a customer, when you're dropping off an order, tells you that they have a bad back, you might just say, I'm sorry to hear that, maybe a hot bath will help. I've heard an Epsom salt bath can help ease muscles. And then you can then let them know that you sell Epsom salts, recommending to a customer as a solution to the problem. So of course, if you've learned the products, you can also then think of other things to recommend, like heat pads and freeze gel as well. So that's 3 products that can help their bad back, and you're not using someone's pain to get sales, you're just genuinely trying to help someone to solve the problem. Then obviously it could lead to sales for you. Something that's relevant to my journey to Premier is that when I first joined, I'd been in a relationship and marriage for over 20 years, and he was controlling and possessive and aggressive and didn't like me working or meeting new people in general. And after the first showcase we attended together, he told me that we wouldn't be going again because it wasn't his thing. I told him that I wanted to go again because it was my thing. And only a few weeks after the showcase and some rather scary aggressive outbursts, I realised just how drained I'd become. I'd lost the person I used to be, and for the safety of my daughter and myself, I finally packed up the courage to leave. And so I'm currently going through a nasty divorce, but despite the hurt he's still causing me almost a year later, I refuse to allow someone else to be in charge of my happiness. When I decided to aim for Premier, I was tired, I was angry, I was drained, I was spending huge amounts of money on solicitor fees, and I could just so easily have said, you know what, I can't do this, this isn't the right time. Instead, I used all of those feelings as fuel to fire me up and to go for that goal that I wanted from the very first moment that I became a distributor, because I wasn't going to let him win. When my parents got divorced when I was young, one day my mum had had enough, and she told my dad that he could just have everything that we owned, and that's exactly what she did. A removal van came, and when the rooms were empty, me and my mum had one beanbag, my beanbag, and I sat one side and she sat the other, and we sat there in silence for a while, and then we just started laughing at our totally crazy situation. But she said to me, Alesha, it's okay, it's fine, it's just stuff, and I will go out there and I'll just get it all again. And that's exactly what she did. But, slowly but surely we did have everything back. We went to a charity shop, we got a sofa, and we just went up from there. And I'm the same, you can take everything from me, you can strip me from every single thing that I own, and I will just go out there and I will get it again because it's within me. It's within me. It's a mindset. And a positive, strong mindset is what's got me to where I am today. So I have all the same problems that other people have, I just choose not to allow them to bring me down. I had a toxic marriage, I'm going through a divorce, I'm getting a house I love ready to sell. I had to break in through a window a few years ago when I couldn't get hold of my dad, and I sadly found him dead due to a massive heart attack. I have a condition called Alesha syndrome, meaning my body is too flexible, so my joints move beyond their normal range of motion, so it was great when I had to do the splits when I was a dancer, but it means I now have arthritis since my 20s, due to excess wear and tear. I lost at least 8 discs in my spine due to being weak, my arm was paralysed for 6 weeks due to spinal compression of some nerves, and medical prediction was that I would be in a wheelchair by now. I'm also at risk of heart valve collapse at any time due to fragile blood vessels and heart health. And unfortunately, my daughter has it too. But we don't want sympathy. We don't live our life like we have potentially life-threatening illness, and we don't, we do things even if we might injure ourselves, because I live my life in a spontaneous way, taking risks and seizing opportunities and making the most of my days, or my daughter horse rides and does things that a normal teenager does. I'm a firm believer that mindset is everything. You can achieve anything that you want if you truly believe that you can. When I was aiming for premiere, I almost gave up at one point because it just felt too hard. I didn't even catalogue, it was all me talking to people and getting products into people's hands. I only had a tiny team, and it was something like £66 worth of sales I had from my team. And I realised, I may not get premiere. But then when you think about giving up, I think that's the exact moment when you shouldn't give up. You should then continue. Because you can't get the last burst of energy which just takes you through to the end. I was thinking, I can't possibly get that last £1,000, it's just far too big. But then I remembered, obviously, I've just done thousands before that, so actually that thousands that I had left was like this, compared to all this, I just had this to go. If you just see that goal as, what it is, then you think, wow, that's far too big, but compared to what you've already done, it's kind of. And also, we've got people in the room proving it right now, that mindset is everything. There's people here with health problems that they're fighting and proving that you can still achieve, you can still show up. I remember actually Esther and Richard, at the cast-off training day, Esther said she had pain at one point. I overheard you saying you had pain, and obviously Richard, you just had dialysis the day before, and then you showed up to a business event, with water and everything, and I thought that was incredible. It just shows the mindset of everything, and Mr. Ogden, wherever he is, he's invited me to his 100th birthday party, and obviously he's nowhere near 100, but he's planning his party for it, and to me I think that's incredible, because that's the kind of mindset I think that will get this man to 100. Sometimes achieving things isn't about the end result, it's about the mindset that you have to have in order to get there. It's about who you become along the way, becoming stronger or more confident. And then, like, for example, this ring that I'm wearing today was brought to my dad, and obviously it sparkles in the light, and I just think that in the right environment, surrounded by the right people, and I think that this is the right environment, and I think that these are the right people. I think that you really, really, shine, and I just think that everyone needs to just go out there and, I guess, show the world your unique sparkle, because I really think that everyone has one.